wherein the market would take away some of your profits. From 20K, the profit would come down to 15K. That's when the revenge trading starts. What you will think? You lost 5K, somehow you needed to recover that 5K back. In that process, we will again start to take trades without even realizing that the market would have reversed or the direction would have changed. The momentum would have got like and completely shifted in terms of the sellers. You would forget everything. Your mind will say, Shiva, somehow recover that 5K back. So for me, every trade, earlier I used to hold my losing positions for a long time, winning positions in a shorter time. If your winning positions is only for 15 minutes, why
that is a practice everybody does.
Everybody does. Like
if it is in trading or investing, you will hold the money till the time you are in loss, and as soon as it recovers, then you will sell. Instead of waiting for the profit.
Fingertips here. And at the same time, we have also given some shortcuts here wherein you can just click on these positions to get closed, or you can cancel all your orders at one go.
So hello everyone. Welcome to a new episode of You, Me and Finance, a program that talks about money, how to engage your money, how to get accessible to money, and how to get information about money. We have a very special guest today who is shown his enthusiasm towards trading, and he has developed many things which can be helpful to a trader. And this device that you see here has been designed by him, and this is a really unique gadget. Watch this video completely and you will know more how this video functions. Here I present you Mr. Shiv from OI Plus.
Hey.
Welcome, Shiv.
Thank you, Ashish, and it's a pleasure being part of your team. And I think it's been a long time, wherein he has been following up with me for quite some time. And today was a great opportunity to meet all of you at your office.
Very welcome, and we're very excited to welcome you at Pickright. I would like to first know about your journey as a trader. How do you have come to this? How do you build in this passion among yourself to start something as unique as trading, which is completely different from your background?
Okay, let me just give a quick background about me. Every person, they wanted to have some passive income. That's how, they all get into the stock market. Even I did the same. During 2007-8, there were a lot of friends who were there in the office who were all investing, and they were all making good money because that was one of the biggest bull run which India was witnessing at that time.
This is in which year?
2007-8. During 2006.
Just before the
just before the Lehman crisis and everything. So at that time, when you see your colleagues in the office making money, because we were in healthcare at that time, and whatever the salary or the performance bonus which they used to get it, they all used to put it in the markets, and the returns would be in multifold. When you see your friends and others making good money and they are in buying some luxury items and other things, automatically you will also feel that urge, and that's when, without even having any knowledge, got into the markets. So the first year itself, we got into the peak, invested almost 10 lakh. By the Lehman crisis and the Satyam saga, the entire 10 lakh portfolio became 1 lakh. The next step, and now you know that investing is not your cup of tea, you have lost money and other things, and you wanted to recover that. If you ask any trader in the market, what is the reason for you to be there? Initially they said and they wanted to make big money. The next thing, after a year or two, if you ask them, they will say, I've lost quite a sum of large money, I needed to recover that. That's the exact process which I was going through. So I was in the process of recovering it. And you can't do that with investing. Then I thought, what is the next game? At that time, you were getting a high leverage and margin. So if you are having 1 lakh, the brokerage companies will give you 40x, 50x leverage.
Correct.
And you can't trade in the stocks using that. You can only trade in the futures or in the option segment. That's how my interest came into the futures and option segment. And moreover, imagine with 1 lakh, you'll be able to trade with 50 lakhs. The good thing is, if you make money, you will get large returns. If you blow up, within 10 minutes, your account will be wiped out. Yes. That's the way I came into the market.
It is not only wipe out, you may also end up with some liability.
Exactly. I still remember some of the things wherein I was taking tips from a tips provider, because we were not believing in ourselves and we naturally go for a tips provider. This guy is asking us to buy an ICICI futures. So we bought it with limited capital, whatever that we had, but we had to use the margin because we have to buy in multiple lots.
Correct.
We bought it. By 10:30-11, it was falling, and this guy is not answering the call, but the broking company is calling us and saying, like an add additional margin, or we are going to square off your position.
Oh.
So they squared off the position. The account which was there like with 2 lakh, 3 lakh got wiped out within few hours. No one knows like how to handle all those situations those days, and we were not having enough exposure. And it was all trial and error kind of a method wherein we tried to do so many things without even knowing the basics of markets. But at least now people have so many platforms, so many areas where they will be able to learn about the markets, not only about investing, about trading and everything, which was not the case earlier. We were used to glued only to like a couple of channels on the TV and then like in the Bloomberg terminal to know what is happening.
Correct. In those days, have you ever gone for revenge trading?
Yeah, a lot of times. So there are times wherein I would have been sitting on a profit in a day wherein we would have made around like in 10k, 20k using a capital of around 1 to 2 lakhs. But you would not be happy. Why? Because you wanted to recover when the day is good. You think that you'll be able to recover everything on that particular day. Imagine on 2 lakh capital, if you're making 20,000, you would have already made 10% returns, but you will still not be happy. Then you will think that market is open anyway. You have already made 20k by 10:30, 11. The time is only like in 11 and you have another 4 hours left in the market. Why don't you go for some more extra trades? Wherein the market would take away some of your profits. From 20k, the profit would come down to 15k. That's when the revenge trading starts. What you will think? You lost 5k, somehow you needed to recover that 5k back. In that process, we will again start to take trades without even realizing that the market would have reversed or the direction would have changed. The momentum would have got like and completely shifted in terms of the sellers. You would forget everything. Your mind will say, Shiva, somehow recover that 5k back. In that process, we will start to lose more and more. Not only me, if you ask any trader, they all would be saying the same thing. By end of the day, not only you will lose your 20k, you would also lose some of the money on the capital as well, because you will think that you wanted to recover the brokerage cost and other things. Everything would be gone by end of the day.
Correct, great. So now that you have completed nearly 15, 17 years or 20 years into trading, so how do you feel or how do you refrain from revenge trading now?
The only thing which has set me is, even I was not being able to be successful almost for 7-8 years. If you ask me, like in every now and then I used to make money, lose everything in a quick time. So you make money for 2-3 months and one good trade, everything is done. You will be blowing your accounts. So what I've done is I've set a goal. Shiva, like you cannot do this forever. If you're going to be doing this, you're going to be keep losing the money in the market. So what are the things? I started following 2-3 things which are simple. I used to set a stop loss and I follow that religiously. Imagine the stop loss rule which I do is, whatever the previous day profit which I make, that will be my stop loss for the day, beginning of the day. Imagine I make 10k. I'll keep 10k as a stop loss because that is not my money. The money earned from the market, I'm ready to risk it. Once I lose that 10k in the morning, shut my system, wait for the next day. Imagine if your previous day is a loss. Then people ask me, sure, like, and what if your previous day is a loss? You can't be making money every day. I use 10% of my deployed capital as a stop loss. Not the overall, because any given trade, I normally take around 10 to 20%. So out of that 20%, we normally use 10% of the deployed capital as a stop loss. And once that is triggered, you shut your system. But in case if you make money, protect your previous day profit, and what are the money which you made today, try to use that as a stop loss. Then that way, it has improved my confidence a lot, and psychologically as well. Imagine when you're thinking that it is not your money which you're playing with, then automatically you will be able to play with the confidence.
Correct.
That exactly changed the attitude over a period
of time. So
once
you know that your principal is protected, you can take higher risk.
True. That's exactly the game. So
it is not only about trading, it is all about, see, we as human beings are more inclined towards our principal. We are very, very attracted to them or attached to them. And in case we lose it, we may go wild, and that is how the revenge trading starts. That is the reason, while making any trade decisions, make sure that what is the amount you are okay to lose. Likewise, Shiva said, you have to plan your trades accordingly. True. So that's a very good information, Shiva. Next thing I just wanted to know, now that you have reached a level, so how do you manage risk now? How do you put the stop loss now that you have profits which is much more than 10% of your capital and everything has gone up? So how do you plan your trades now?
Okay, so for me, I'm a scalper. So for me, every trade, earlier I used to hold my losing positions for a long time, winning positions in a shorter time. If your winning positions is only for 15 minutes, why
that
you
is a practice everybody does.
Everybody does.
Like if it is in trading or investing, you will hold the money till the time you are in loss, and as soon as it recovers, then you will sell instead of waiting for the profit.
That exactly happens. Even in trading, that exactly happens. So first and foremost, we needed to know our personal attribute, whether I'm going to be a person who can hold the positions for a longer duration, or I'm going to be cutting my positions pretty quick. If I'm going to cutting my positions pretty quick, then I also needed to close my positions when the loss is also going to be there. So that's where scalping helped me. So whenever I take a position, I don't hold it beyond 15 minutes. So to do that, I needed to wait for the right setup. So once I get the right setup, meeting all my parameters, like all the indicators which I use, like the parabolic SAR, super trend, VWAP, and then the volume weighted moving average. If all of them gives me a buy signal or a sell signal, if it is giving me a buy signal, I go buy a call. If it is giving me a sell signal, I go sell a put or buy a put. In those scenarios, I use the first candle from where I'm taking an entry as a stop loss. Imagine I'm taking it around 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock candle will be my stop loss level, and then anything which is going like a higher and higher, I use 3-minute time frame. So every 3 minutes when the candle gets formed, the previous candle low will be my stop loss. That way, you will able to protect your capital, and at the same time you can also trail it. Sometimes it comes and hits it like in the next candle or the following candle, but if you're waiting for the right setup, it would give you like in a 1 to 2% return in a single day. I'm talking about it on a small capital. I'm not talking about on a large capital. So all this can be done up to like in 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. Yes, it is possible, because scalping is something wherein you needed to enter and then exit within that small time frame. So you cannot use a large capital to do that. But the only thing is, 90% of the community is going to be like in a small capital players. If you ask anyone in the market, almost 90% of the crowd would be playing with 1 lakh to 5 lakhs or maximum 10 lakh. If you ask the hardcore traders, they are the ones who will be playing with 1 crore to 5 crore or 10 crore, all these like in a small HNI investors and so on. But majority of the players, when your capital is small, try to wait for the right setup and then use that as an opportunity to enter, exit, and then close the system for the end of the day. Like many traders think you have been deployed as a trader to work between 9:15 to 3:30. It's not the case. No one is forcing you to go and take a trade all through the day. It is us who make the mistake and then say, no, operators have ruined us, like, and they have completely manipulated the market and other things. No one forced us. It is we who made the mistake. So it is us who needed to restrict and control our emotions and set a target before even enter into the market. That way you will be able to be good.
Very good. Well said. So Siva, one more thing I have realized, we have seen a lot of people or lot of investors has come into equity trading in recent last 2 to 3 years. They have seen a time wherein the premiums in options were exceptional. Now India VIX is at a very low level. It is not very low level, but okay, it is somehow in a controllable level. So how do you feel that it is going to affect the premiums in future? And do you feel that the people who are into trading, they will sustain in trading for a longer term? Because now that I see most of the option premium are very, very low compared to those days.
True. So the most important element, as you said, market will have a cycle. Okay, so we will have like a higher VIX cycle, lower VIX cycle, and so on. Currently, what we are witnessing is a lower VIX cycle, which is somewhere around, like in our historical low has been somewhere around 9.5 or so. In the recent past, if you would have seen, the VIX has moved from almost 30 odd levels to 15. Now in the last 2-3 months, it has been staying near to 10 to 12 odd range.
Correct.
Only in the last 1 week, it has moved towards 13.
Yeah,
okay.
30.
More the VIX goes lower, you will see the premium shrinking. That's the way historically it has been. The reason is people expect not much of volatility. When there is not much of volatility, people don't try to expect like in a large moves. When you don't expect large moves, automatically sellers won't have the command to sell the premiums at a higher price. When the VIX levels are lower, IV levels of the individual strikes will be lower, the implied volatility levels are lower. When these two are combined, you are going to be getting a low premium. Good thing here is, as a seller, you may not be able to command, but as a buyer, you will be able to command. Why? When there is a trending move, nowadays we don't get to see the trending move often, but whenever you are getting a trending move, on those days you see 100 or 200%, 300% moves in the option prices. Those are the days it is ideal for the option buyers. You needed to make use of it. As a seller, you needed to choose the right side. As a buyer, you needed to choose the right side, be a call or a put.
Correct.
If you are there able to identify that, yes, your day is sorted. But what is happening in the last 1-2 months, though the VIX is lower, there are like a lot of candles which is getting formed on a ad hoc basis, wherein you see the prices moving from 2 to 200, and then the next 30 minutes, the 200 price comes back to 3. It happens. Why?
Correct.
They just needed to like move some of the stocks so that the futures moves, spot prices move, automatically the option prices move. You needed to manage it. The best thing I would say is be on the direction, place a stop loss, place a target, either one of them getting hit, close your system, move on.
Correct.
That's the best approach to do. And probably as the elections are approaching, as we are getting into like in 24 elections, naturally and historically also, you would have seen the VIX level shooting from almost 10 to 15 odd levels to 30 to 40. When the VIX level shoots up, you will also see the IV of the respective option prices move. Currently, if at the money is having a premium of 30-40 rupees, when the VIX moves to 30 or 40, you will see the at the money trading at 200 or 300 rupee premium. All those premiums will again get eroded once the election results are out. Historically, we have seen the VIX climb during the election months from Jan, Feb. It slowly heads towards May. You will see the peak. From June, you will start to see the decline again. So that we can expect, and the premium is going to be good for the sellers for the next 4-5 months.
Yeah, very good. So now, as we discussed about premium, I also like to throw some light on why do people fail to understand the premium in options?
The major reason is they don't look at the way the demand and supply is there. People always think that, like, I don't use much of Greeks. Many people use the Greeks as one particular element. For me, it is a very simple theory. If you are looking at the VIX and the IV, it should give you the clue. If the IV levels are around 20 and 20, you will normally see a premium getting eroded on both the sides. If there is a IV being higher on one particular direction, imagine today the market is moving 400 points on the Bank Nifty and IV on the call side is higher, especially at the money 3 strikes above and 3 strikes below. If the IV is around 25, on the put side it is around 15. That means there is a demand which is being created by the buyers. That's the reason the IV is shooting up on the call side. And at the same time, the sellers are controlling the put side. That's the reason the IV is lower. If you are able to understand this, then your day is sorted.
So, as an investor who is very new to this, how do I can understand this?
Okay, so
most of the people I have realized or I have come across, they really do not understand this.
Like, and to me,
is it only because by learning?
Yeah, you have to be having an experience and you have to learn. Many people ask me, Shiva, like when you're conducting mentoring programs, why still people keep on come and listen to your programs? They keep attending your program multiple times. The main reason is we do it in the live market, and at the same time, we also share our experience, how the VIX would have played in the past, how the IVs would have played in the past. Someone who wanted to become a full-time trader, you should have seen at least 2 bull market and 2 bear market. Without that, if you are getting into the market thinking about quitting your job, I would sincerely say, no, don't do that. Because at least spend 10 to 15 years in the market to understand what are the things which has been happening. If you ask me, even now, there are days the market would completely bamboozle me. I have to accept it because we would have been expecting certain things in the market, and if you're just going to be having a plan A and then getting into the market will completely fool you.
Yeah.
You needed to have a plan A, plan B, plan C. You needed to be like a chess player. Imagine you're going to be making a move. I needed to know what should be my next move, and also I should also calculate if I make this move, what is going to be Ashish's next move. So at least you should be 3 steps ahead, thinking how the day can play out. If you're able to do that, then you will not get frozen. Many traders, if you ask them, their minds will get frozen during the day.
Correct.
When they see a profit, they book it. When they see a loss, they will panic. And then they will say, Shiva, I don't know what happened. I froze, completely froze.
Correct.
The reason is you didn't have a plan A or plan B. If you're able to plan that, then I'm pretty sure you should be able to do that. But to do that, experience is going to matter a lot, and learn from the experience of the other traders. Why I say that, though you will, many people say, Shiva, what is that I'm going to learn from him? You will learn is experience. Instead of you spending a huge money to pay a fees to the market of 10 years, losing it and then recovering it, learning from someone, you can reduce your learning curve. Please do that before venturing into the markets, especially into options and futures. That's going to be a crazy one.
So now I have seen that in recent past many users has come and they are confused between investing, trading and how to utilize this F&O as a segment. They generally feel that I am here to make money out of it. When you go and read a finance book, they say that these are tools to hedge or to leverage.
True.
So how do we educate people, or how do we tell people that what is the use of these particular assets?
Okay, first and foremost, anyone who's getting into the markets, their main focus should be getting into investing, because you may not be able to give you 100% of the time all the time, because trading will require a lot of your time and effort.
Correct.
You needed to analyze a lot of charts in case if you're in stocks, futures and so on. If you're in options, you needed to look at so many elements, like in how many days to expire, and how much is the premium, and where is the delta, which strike to choose, and so many things to learn. Any newcomer who's coming into the market, choosing the investment would be the right platform. Yes, the futures and option segment came into the picture just to edge your positions, whatever the investment which you have it in the equity. But what has become the game is now, the cash market segment is only 10%, but the futures and option segment has become like in a huge 90%.
Correct.
And that is going to be a problem anyway. Why? Imagine if you do not know how the indices move. If say for example Nifty 50, it has like 50 components of the Nifty top companies, and which moves the Nifty 50 either on the top, upside or on the downside. And if you do not know which are the stocks which is going to be making the move today, imagine today, a couple of days back, Nifty moved almost 400 points.
Yeah.
On that particular day, if you go and look at it, it's not Reliance which moved the maximum. It is the ICICI and HDFC which gave close to 200-point move out of the 400 point.
Correct.
So two elements of the Nifty 50 gave 200-point move. You needed to know which are the stocks which is going to be doing that.
Correct.
And if you are able to focus that, then you will be able to understand what is going to be happening in the options and futures market. Without knowing that, if you are going to be getting into this, you'll be wondering, today Nifty is moving, today Bank Nifty is not moving at all. The reason is, there would have been few stocks in Nifty 50 like ITC, Reliance, Infi, TCS, these guys would have moved. Bank Nifty stocks like HDFC, ICICI, Kotak, all would have been in the red.
Correct.
Those
That
would be
day
giving the move for the Nifty 50, whereas the Bank Nifty would not be getting the move. So, to understand, to get into the options game and the futures game, it's always important for you to know about the cash segment. And if you're not able to spend time, I would sincerely advise, spend more time on investing, passive investing. That will be the better option than choosing getting into the F&O space. And any youngsters, please do not get into the F&O space without knowing the basics of that.
Correct. Even I remember that day, I have seen that only Bank Nifty was moving, and wherein people thought that IT may support, and IT was negative that particular day. I think power was also negative.
True.
So you need to understand, because I have also seen this. This is a very good point, Siva. I have seen that many people just go and watch Nasdaq closing. They go and watch SGX Nifty or
The
GIFT Nifty, and they'll be deciding the market movement. So how correct it is?
Okay, so tracking the global markets, which I also do, and you needed to know how the Dow performed last night and how the Nasdaq performed last night, whether it is going to be helping the tech. Along with that, we also track the crude, the bond yields, and then the dollar index and so on. And in the morning, how the Asian markets perform. Yes, we needed to look at all these elements. But will I be giving too much of importance to the SGX Nifty or GIFT Nifty? No. I would be giving more importance to how these elements play out, because GIFT Nifty is just started, and it is not traded with the kind of volume what we used to get it in the Nifty 50 futures. Correct. And so on. So comparing an apple to apple is a right choice, wherein the global markets and us. But comparing apple to something else is not going to give you the right clue. Yes, between 9 and 9.7, you have the pre-market open. That will give you a clue. I normally get into the opening trade based on the previous day clues, and then how the opening setup and the opening trade is happening. And then based on that, I take my intraday trades actually.
So Siva, this is really getting interested, but we have a very lack of time. So I wanted to know one thing from you, that what is that one piece of advice that you will give it to all the new age investors, that this is what they should do to be a successful trader as well as an investor?
Okay, so to start with, I have two important pieces which I can share it. One, for the investor community or the people who are coming to invest, don't wait for the market to give you corrections. Many people tend to think from COVID, even I missed the bus during the COVID era. I thought there is going to be a second round of fund fall wherein I can enter. No. every round of correction which is happening in the market, if there is a 2% or 5% correction, try to deploy 2% or 5% of your capital. Rather than just waiting for like a complete dip and then deploying your overall capital, every 5%, historically the index has been keep moving up. So there will be corrections on the way. We needed to use those corrections to get into the market rather than waiting for a big corrections to happen. This was the investing community. Talking about the trading, yes, unless and until if you are sure that this is the money which I can afford to lose, don't even think about getting into the futures and options space, because that money, anything which you're coming in, it has like a 100% risk, and you needed to know any money which you're bringing in futures and options has a possibility to completely blow your account. So if you're wanting to invest, think about that this money is something which I can afford to lose, and more importantly, don't try to run your family or pay your bills using the money that you can earn from trading. That's a big no, because you're going to be putting a pressure on yourself from day one. And talking about that, I've seen a lot of youngsters taking personal loan, credit card loan, and then deploying the money into the futures and options segment. It's a big no, because you guys are starting on a negative footing. Never ever do that. Any money which you can afford to lose, if you have some savings, out of the savings, 10% if you can afford to take a risk, use it. Otherwise, please stay away from futures and options. You always have a better chance of investing in the market and staying alive there.
Great, Shiva. So Shiva, one last thing is, people have been waiting to know what is this device is. This is a very interesting device. It looks like a remote of a gaming PC or something. So you can explain a little bit about what is this about, how you are going to give this to them for their trading, just in a short word, and I know you will have a grand launch for this.
Okay, so talking about this is nothing but a gaming console. So this idea came in when my kid was playing the Minecraft at the Fortnite. So when we built an app for traders, we thought there are like a gaming console and nothing. Why don't we give a trading console for the traders? That's when this idea came in. So here you have the shortcut keys here. As a trader, if you wanted to buy a call or sell a call or buy a put and sell a put, you should be able to do it with these arrow keys. You can also do it here on a fingertips here. Wow. And at the same time, we have also given some shortcuts here, wherein you can just click on these positions to get closed, or you can cancel all your orders at one go. So wow, the product is named as One Click. So everything you will be able to do it in one click. This is an ROG Ally. It is Republic of Gamers. So it is a gaming console. So simultaneously, if you are bored about the market and you wanted to immediately get into the trading, or you wanted to do a car race and other things, you should be able to immediately do it. That is something which we have done. And immediately wanted to see the charts. Yes, the charts and everything can be accessed here. And I'll just show you the chart here. So everything can be accessed, and it will be in the live market wherein you can just enjoy it. And more importantly, you can just connect it to an HDMI cable, or directly you through the Wi-Fi, you can connect it to an TV or to any portable devices, and you can just sit aramse in your...
At the same time, you will be carrying this and moving around in a mall thinking of you are a trader and you are looking really, really cool.
Yeah, so this is really a cool gadget. And we are having a launch next year. We are currently testing it, and hopefully it will go to production by early next year. This is the only trading console in the whole world at this juncture, which we have designed it, part of the One Click actually.
Thank you, Shiv, for the device. Thank you, Shiv, for the...
Thank you so much, Ashish, and your team for having me here actually.
Yeah, welcome. So this is about today's show. We'll again come back next week with a new show on You, Me and Finance with some other guest to let you know more about finance, let you or getting you more accessible towards finance or financial terms, as well as investing, trading or new products. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to our channel.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.